So after getting these two figures, I decided I wanted to test them out a little bit, play around with them a little bit. I previously had this Piccolo, so I was pretty familiar with them, but the Gohan was new. I thought it'd be worth doing a little photo shoot with them. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to go with originally, but I kind of got the idea that it'd be fun to have the scene of Piccolo throwing his cape off and about to throw his turban off, and Gohan just powering up something. It's kind of a little like mentor-student sparring match or something going on. I had previously created this display base. I used it mostly for some Godzilla-themed or giant monster-themed photos. I actually do have little trees that will go into the display base to make it look like there's giant monsters on it. But I thought it worked alright for a battlefield for these two to go at each other too. Just threw a piece of blue cardstock behind them and let that kind of represent the sky. This is a pretty simple little photo shoot. Really just using the three main lights I have in my setup. A little blue light to highlight the Kamehameha effect, and a Tamashii stand to hold Piccolo's cape as it's flying away. And then that's one of the ACBA cutouts there on the cape, and I just use a little bit of the red wax to stick it to it. I haven't taken any shots in a while, so I was actually pretty happy with how this came out. It felt good to kind of go back and get rid of the cobwebs a bit and keep going from here and try to make some cool new stuff. So I had picked up this generic zombie mask from Spirit Halloween. I wanted to use it as an undermask for my Babyface costume from The Hills Run Red. My intention was to wear this at the Spooky Empire Horror Convention. Unfortunately, it didn't go very well. I couldn't see very well out of the costume when it was finished, so I barely wore it at all during the event. But I really just wanted this because it had the torn away lips section, which is pretty iconic to the Babyface character. And then beyond that, it was just kind of a generic zombie looking mask. It just had that nasty skin, and not that Babyface is a zombie, but it was gross looking. So I cut out the midsection around the eyes and around the nose because I was going to have the secondary mask covering that up and didn't really feel the need to have that. And then there were a lot of open wounds across the mask because it is a zombie mask. There were exposed skull areas, so my idea was to use liquid latex to patch those areas and then to repaint the entire mask to have it look a little more like it should. So what I'm doing here is actually taking the hair on the mask and repainting it. It came off in this silvery, translucent color, and I wanted it to be black to match the character a little better. So all I really did was take some black acrylic paint and paint over these strands of hair. Probably not the preferred method of doing this. It did rub off quite a bit because it is like nylon-y hair that paint doesn't adhere to too well, but in a pinch, it worked decently. So this is the overall effect that at least the first change is made. I added that latex into the wounds. I repainted it all kind of a base flesh tone, and it painted the hair black. Unfortunately here I'm still getting used to my stupid head camera, so it doesn't look as good as it probably could have. Then I did also weather up a jacket. I got a cheapo red hoodie and just kind of blasted it with a little bit of spray paint, roughed up some of the edges on it just to make it look kind of like what the character wears in the film. Then I kind of got some generic baby blocks and painted them up to match what you see in the film as well. And this package was all the way from Ireland. Not very often I get something from there. Actually, I think this might be the first package I ever got from there. And this contains a diorama by Jimmy O'Brien. He sent me one out to review, gave me a choice of a bunch of different 3D printed dioramas he has on his Etsy shop. I'm going to make sure I include his link down there in the description, but he had some really cool stuff. I know I'll be making another order from him soon, and I'll be doing a full review on this diorama piece coming up shortly.